Hello. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly walk you through the Learning Management Centre. For those I haven't met before, my name is Marilyn Devonish, so that's me there in the corner. Now, these are all toggles. So when you log in as a student, depending on what you've got access to, if you bought the 30-day program, then you've got access to everything as it unfolds, and it's called drip content. If you've done the free 5 days, then you'll have access up to here. Now with all of these little arrows, you toggle them. So click it once, it's all closed, click it again, and you'll see what's inside of there. Now with this one, there's a little bit more than the others, but this is the welcome message, some ideas and tips about how to make the most of the program. So setting aside 5 to 10 minutes a day, scheduling it in your diary. For those of you doing the full 30-day program, you've actually got an editable workbook, which means you can actually type in the workbook. So I've emailed that to you separately, which means you can fill in all the exercises as you go. And my suggestion, perhaps create a separate email folder for it. If you've got a journal, keep your journal in the same place, or save your workbook to your desktop where you can find it. There will be some additional MP3s, audios. There's the video webinar workshop, part 1 and part 2. So I'll add that into the LMS once it's done. At this point that I'm talking to you, we haven't actually run the workshop yet. And the key thing is enjoy the process. And then we've got for each of the days, depending on what the first exercise is, I've also added a copy of the workbook page just as your refresher. So when you see it in this format, this isn't editable because you're seeing a screenshot, but in the full PDF that you've got, it means you can type into these fields, for example, wherever there's something with a tick box, you can click on it, you can tick it. Now, these little symbols here, this one here, if you can see, I'm in the right left-hand corner, that means it's text. I can add images, etc. This one is the PDF. So at the moment you're looking at the PDF of the workbook. We've got the little video symbol here, and what I'll do is I'll use the word video, and then we've got a bit of text. So where it's a video, it will bring you straight in, and this is talking you through the workbook. So that's that. I've also added, let me just close that to keep it a bit tidier. I've also added a pre-questionnaire for you. Now with the questionnaire, you can fill it in within this program. So you don't have, I've put the link in the document underneath, but you can just click the Start Now button, and then it takes you into the questionnaire. I'm not going to answer these questions because I'll mess up the algorithms, but do you have a morning routine? You can click yes or no. And what's your least and most favourite part about mornings? You can fill your text in there. Now this one, you can, I've got my caps lock on, you can fill it in, and then so you'll add whatever text you want to add, click the next button, and it will progress you through the and very, very easy, just clicking yes or no. The text filling out is optional. Some of them are tick boxes, etc. And again, if you didn't want to fill it in, let's say you're on your device and it's a bit fiddly, then I've added the link here that you can click that and it will take you through to the questionnaire. So do that before you get started. It's a really good way to benchmark. This one is the actual 30-day workbook. So you've got the full workbook there. And those of you doing the full 30-day program, you'll have access to that. And then it's all of the exercises that you'll find. And again, in the PDF version, what you can click yes, no, you can write wherever you see the circles or the lines or the green boxes. When you've got the PDF, that means you can type into it. And then we get into the exercises themselves. So use your format, you've got text, you've got a PDF, and that's it. So my suggestion is always have a look at the text first, because this is going to give you a bit of an overview in terms of what you're going to be asked to do on that particular day. And then sometimes I will add a bit of text underneath. I think, let me see with objectives. That was the one. So yeah, so sometimes I might have some eCoaching questions or a bit of additional information. So I'll tend to put that underneath the particular picture once we've done the intro. And then it's the same format for all of them. Toggle, have a look at the text, the written instructions, what you're being asked to do that particular day, and then the PDF page to support it is there. That's it. That is it. That is it. That is it. Now, with regards to the workshop that's coming up, we're going to run that one in 2 parts. And the idea for the workshop is to bring these exercises to life and do a bit of an experiential. So for example, this one, day 4 cleanup, during the workshop, we're actually going to press pause and we're going to go and have some time, 5-10 minutes, find an area and actually do the exercise, do the thing that it is asking you to do, so that when I say bring it to life, we'll do the exercises, we'll do the experiential, we'll do what we are talking about in the workbook. So when you join us for the workshop, I'll be saying choose one of these or add something of your own. It might be your bedside table, it might be something in the bathroom counter, bedroom, a kitchen drawer, a doorway. I actually cleared up my doorway the other day when I was doing this exercise. I'm like, you know what? I've got loads of shoes that I've taken them off at the door and just left them there. And then I put a different pair of shoes on and just left them there. So I was kind of climbing over shoes. So I thought, you know what? Put your money where your mouth is, go and do the exercise. If you've got a car, you might think, oh my gosh, I need to go and clear that passenger seat or the, glove compartment, whatever it might be. So we're going to do all of these exercises during the live workshops. So I'll put the link for, if you're watching this on YouTube, for example, I'll put the link in the description. I'll put it in the comments, perhaps if we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. And of course, for those of you who are doing the 30-day program, you've already had the coupon code because the workshop is a free bonus. For those of you who actually are doing the 5-day free program, you get 50% off and 10% off if you're on my e-newsletter but didn't sign up to do the free 5-day. At the moment, the launch price is, $47? So as I said, free for those of you doing the 30-day program, half price for those who signed up for the free 5-day intro taster. So yes, I really, really, really look forward to it. And I'm doing this as a staged rollout. So if you're watching this in real time, then you're only going to see for the first week, you just saw the first week. Second week, the next set of exercises appeared. Third week, the next set of exercises will appear. Fourth week, the next set of exercises will appear. And I'm not going to open them up all at once because the idea is that you do it for 30 days. And I know sometimes people will do a binge thing, go, oh my God, try and take it all in. So that's why initially it's being drip fed, as you call it a drip schedule. But eventually, after the 30 days is over, anyone who purchases the eCoaching program, then you'll have access to everything all in one go. So that is it. That is how you work your way through the learning management system. Yeah. So enjoy. Now, the URL for this it's a long one, it's a mouthful. Transformations TM, TRANCE, F for Freddy, so FORMATIONS, TM, so transformations TM dot new Zenler is one word, NEWZ or Z, ENLER.com/courses/win your mornings in 30 days. And that has a dash between. So win dash your dash mornings dash in dash 30 dash days. So yeah, but if you go to transformationstm.newzenler.com, you'll see all of the workshops, and this is going to be the most recent one because it only started, just coming up to 2 weeks ago. So any questions, any queries, you can put a comment in wherever you're watching, you can ping me an email. And for those of you who are taking part, technically today now, because it's midnight at the time I'm recording this video. And so the workshop starts at 2:30 p.m. UK BST, British Summertime, and 9:30 a.m., so 9:30 in the morning, USA Eastern Time, if you are joining us live today. And if you're watching this as a recording a couple of weeks from now, then as I said, you can come at any time and take this full program. And what I'll do once we've completed the webinar, I will add the webinar to the learning management system. So for those of you who are doing the 30-day program, then you'll be able to access the webinar from within this portal. So I will most likely add it just after day 14, because that's the point we're at now. Oh yeah, we got a couple of the motivation posters. So I'm going to add one of those each week. Let's see, what's the first one? Oh yeah, this day, this morning will never return. So get up and make the most of it. And it's a bit like that thing where they say you can never stand in the same water twice in a river, because once that water's flowed past you, it is gone. And it actually truly is the same for our mornings. That particular day, that particular morning, unless you're stuck in a movie, in a time loop, it's never going to come this way again. So yeah, this is about making the most of the mornings, because the way you start the day can set the trajectory for the rest of the day in terms of how you interact. And for those of you who were around back in the day when the movie The Secret came out, there was a scene, it was a bit like the sliding doors. In one of the scenes, the main protagonist, her day goes beautifully, she gets up, she gets dressed, everything goes flowingly well, she's smiling at everyone, yada yada. And in the other one, gets out of bed, stubs her toe, has her work shirt on, squeezes the toothpaste, it goes all over the place, spills the coffee, and the day just goes downhill from there. And so this is almost a little bit like that, where set the day up, and then the invitation to the universe is like, let's flow with this thing. So yeah, look forward to working with those of you who are joining me for the live workshop, and enjoy the eCoaching program if you're going to take the full 30 days. And as I said, you can do the first 5 days for free as a taster. Okay, I shall leave it there. Marilyn Devonish, the Neuro Success Coach, Rapid Transformation Specialist and Futurist from transformationstm.com. Over and out. And what I'll also do, because that link is a mouthful, when you land on the transformationstm.com website, there's a red What's New button, usually top right. Click that. A panel will slide out, and have a little bit of a scroll, and you'll see probably the image that I've used most for this one is this one here in terms of copy of the workbook itself. So it's the one that you saw in the introduction, etc. But there it is up there. So look for something that says win your mornings in 30 days. Click that, and it will then take you straight through to the site. All right. Wishing you a fabulous rest of your morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Marilyn Devonish, over and out. Catch you later.